Uber is the symbol I'm looking at today. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the core trade planning questions and how we use the askSlim methodology to answer those. So first, as always, what's the outlook period? So as Slim, when he was introducing this segment, said that we each have an outlook period. It's really important to identify your outlook period because that's where you're going to want to go to those specific charts that help generate the information necessary for that outlook period. So we're looking at an intermediate time frame. My directional bias is long, so I'm going to step through why that's the case using both the weekly and the daily charts. And then we're going to look at key levels. And then from that analysis, does there appear to be a clear edge? And when going through Uber, that seems to be the case. And then we'll look at what are some signals that would suggest that the trade setup is a go. But first and foremost, it's most important that you always make sure that your risk money management and position sizing rules are always in place. Okay. So we're going to look at this over on the left-hand side here on the weekly chart, and we're going to start with the key low here that formed in October of 2023 here. You can see that low here. And we had this massive move that accelerated off of that low, and Uber basically went straight up for a number of weeks, and then it ran into some resistance. And if you go back and you look, the resistance was from its prior all-time high, which was back here in about February, March of 2021. It was around 62 to 65. And so you can see that was the case. It got up near that prior all-time high, backed off for a couple of weeks, got actually down. We'll do some fib analysis here, swing high, swing low analysis. So from this cycle low up to this swing high, you can see it got down about to that 23%, 23.6%, and then another move higher, another impulse to the upside. Now, if we do a swing from the cycle low up to that swing high, oops, let me go over to my fib extension tool here, because what we're looking for is where could that new swing take us. So we have a swing low in place. We move up to this swing high, down about that 23.6%, and then we see our upside, and it just about tagged, got a little bit above that 100%. So that's a typical area we like to look at, that from about the 61.8 to the 100% of the extension of a swing. And that's where Uber got up to. And then it consolidated for a few weeks, and the buyers gave in, sellers came in, and then you had your peak that formed. And then that went into an ABC correction, and we got down to about the 61.8%. So if I take this cycle low, again, that swing up to the peak, you can see it came down and just about tagged that 61.8, and then it reversed course along with so many other markets and securities here in early August, and has gone back into a very, very strong upside advance. So that's sort of a look back at what has taken place. Now, looking at where we are now and where we're projecting. So on the weekly chart here, we've just entered into a new rising phase. So if you look at the blue dominant cycle here, there's a couple cycles that are showing influence, but I'm looking at the blue dominant right now. We are early in a rising phase. The reversal scout, our weekly momentum indicator, has turned up, confirming this new rising phase. We've already closed above the 61.8, intermediate 61.8. If we hold where we are right now, today it'll be 2 weeks. So the bulls are showing their hand right now. So there's a firm advance going on in the weekly. And then if we move over to the daily, we can see here that here's our cycle low that formed. We had a prior cycle peak, and we've had multiple closes above that 78.6. So repairing that technical damage that had occurred with this huge move off of, not only was there that key market low, but then the earnings came out, also supplying more ammunition to that upside. So we have a warning of a positive cycle structure. We haven't broke through that cycle peak yet. Obviously, this is extended in that near term, short term. However, very strong. Both momentum in terms of reversal scout and the slim ribbon are positive. And so that pattern, the patterns that we currently have, along with the momentum conditions, suggest that we go back over to the weekly over the next 4 to 8 weeks. We should push through this intermediate 70.6. We might chop around a little bit here, get a pullback. That wouldn't be uncommon. I'll show some support areas, but this target zone here, which runs from about 80, 85 up to that prior all-time high, is the projection based on the current conditions. In terms of reevaluation and supports, first, the support levels to watch for are typically the slim ribbon on the daily. So you're going to watch for the slim ribbon to act as support as it's doing so. Even today, you saw it come in, test that first band of the slim ribbon, and now is near the, looks like the highs of the day again. So very strong, continuing here in Uber. We're about mid-cycle. Again, could get some pullback. With something this strong, you could really just take off. So there's another, in terms of reevaluation, I'm watching this 23.6. If we got a close below that, which is near the third band or the 21 EMA of the slim ribbon, then I would look to reevaluate, likely negating that projection. However, to really damage this pattern, I'd have to see a close below that 61.8, which is a long ways away. So right now, very strong in Uber, good upside potential.